What's going on, everybody? Today's episode is brought to you by my friends at blackriflecoffee.com. Why support abortion-loving Starbucks? Why support communist regimes that are Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, everybody else you can imagine when you can drink America's coffee? Go right now. Not only do they have the world's greatest American coffee, not only are they employing hundreds of thousands of veterans, not only are they giving millions of dollars away to charities, including the Dear America Foundation, they also have cool hats, apparel, and like I said, America's coffee. Not only that, they're my friends. We've been friends for forever, and we're proud to have them on this show. Make sure to go to blackriflecoffee.com today. All right, what's going on, America? We're going to jump right into it today. Is cancel culture taking over both sides of the argument? I believe it may be. And so I promised you that we would have Black Rifle on today, and that's exactly what we're doing. Also, I want to thank everybody who went to grahamallen.com/give. You guys are amazing. Every dollar is appreciated. You guys, we're trying to move to a completely supported by you platform to where we're not dependent on sponsors. We're not dependent on anything where we can't get in trouble and all this other kind of stuff. And anything you feel led to give to help us continue this fight, we appreciate it. That's grahamallen.com/give. You can do a one-time donation or a monthly donation. Either way, thank you guys so much. It's really humbling.
You guys are the best.
It really is. And just, again, help us continue this fight, even if Facebook cuts us off tomorrow, so we can always bring you this show. That's grahamallen.com/give. All right. We got to get into a couple of things. Look, the world is crazy. I got in trouble because I talked about Joe Biden and the barrels, and then somebody got mad. Somebody literally got mad at me over the Maya Hawke video.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is what some person said. Maya Hawke, how old is Maya Hawke? Look it up right now. Just do Maya Hawke age. Just right now. I just want to know. How fast can he go?
24 years old.
24! This chick is 24. And I got so many comments saying, oh, real big and bad, a middle-aged man going after a young adult. That's what they literally said, a young adult. First of all, I am not a middle-aged man. I don't think I am. Maybe I am. What age is middle-aged man?
Let's see when
I'm gonna be very upset if it is.
Middle age is 40 and 60.
I am not.
So you're not there. You're not there.
I am not a middle-aged man. See, I told you. So first of all,
you were still a young man,
how
Graham.
dare you, madam and sirs, that said this? And also, this chick is 24 years old. To put it in perspective, I had been to war twice, and I was married and had 2 kids at 24. Shut up, okay? She was on a talk show with a middle-aged man when she said her stupid comments about I'm only here because my mom had an abortion. It's not my fault she said this something dumb. Yeah. but you didn't have a problem with that. Either way, people are crazy. People are stupid. Let's see. I wanted to talk about that. Anyway, all right, so we're going to get into this with Jarred. You know what? Forget it. We're not going to do a sponsor first. We're going to get into the episode first. Our interview with Jarred Taylor, Black Rifle Coffee. Here we go. All right, and without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, depending on who you ask, on the left or the woke world, one of the strategic frontal members. That's probably a bad word. Front man members of Black Rifle Coffee.
Like frontal members.
Frontal members of a horrific company that is just pro murder, pro everything. The most ridiculous crap I have ever heard. And I know that you guys heard me go off on this yesterday, but I promised you that we'd have Black Rifle on today to talk about this further. Jarred, how's it going, buddy?
Good morning, Graham. Pleasure to be here. I'm very happy to see you this morning. It's been a month.
Yeah. Well, our TV, my TV, is not here, and so I can't see you, but you can see me, and so man, we're gonna jump right into it. Okay, so I didn't know about this. You guys didn't tell me about this, first of all. So how rude! I didn't even know that this was going on, but you guys apparently had some major partnership in the works with the Dallas Cowboys. It makes a lot of sense to me as a brand guy, as a marketing guy. You got America's team, America's coffee. It makes a lot of sense. Well, unfortunately, that announcement was supposed to be, well, not unfortunately, it was supposed to be on Independence Day, correct? Or am I wrong on that?
Yes. No. That we were planning that all along.
Okay, so unfortunately and horrifically, and I've already said that I put obviously blame on the individuals that did it, but if a Republican, and Jarred, you don't have to say this is me, if a Republican had said a lot of the things that a lot of the left-leaning people had said about boycott the fourth, F the fourth, go to the streets, all this other kind of stuff, we would all be in jail and there'd be a police at our door asking us questions. But I digress. Unfortunately, the very day that you guys are supposed to release this, tragic events happened in the country on the 4th of July. So the New York Times comes out yesterday, along with the New York Post and several others, but the New York Times is by far the worst. And this is what they said on their Twitter thing, and then we're going to get into it here. They said the Dallas Cowboys are facing criticism after announcing a partnership with Black Rifle Coffee, the veteran-owned brand popular with conservatives and gun owners that sells roast with names like AK Espresso, Murdered Out, and Silencer Smooth. This is clickbaity 101, if you ask me. First,
well, Graham, let me go ahead and kind of give you some facts on that.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, it's just laziness at this point.
Yeah.
Because Ken's 5, local to Texas, that was what they put out immediately. They were first. You know, New York Times didn't come until what, yesterday morning? Like they were 3 or 4 days late.
Yeah.
Like all they are is regurgitating what another headline was. And even then, the Ken's 5 article was it was almost fabricated. Like,
Yeah.
so a few comments of people that we don't even know if they were real people. It's
Right.
digital. It's Twitter. Like Twitter is one step above Reddit.
Oh, it's terrible.
When it comes to just a wasteland.
Yeah, well, Elon Musk has even tried to get out of the Twitter deal because he's like, whoa, there's so much.
Well, he said they were lying about how many dummy accounts there were and how many account farms there were. You know, there was. I'll actually get to this in a little bit. That we can talk about Twitter after this, but I'll finish this. Is yes. A local Texas news station started this, and then everybody just reposted it. Is all it was.
Right.
And honestly, I was watching when it first went up on the Ken's 5 post, and they were demolished with hundreds of comments of people essentially saying that this is exactly what you said. This is clickbaity. It's baity. Why do you have to make it like this? Like again, we are America's coffee.
Yeah.
We are headquartered in the state of Texas.
Yes.
For us to be able to partner with a iconic NFL team like the Dallas Cowboys in our home state, that is an honor for us. Like, that is exciting. Like, oh, by the way, let's not forget that this company was started by an E5, an E6, a E7, and Richard, who is
Richard. I love it. And Richard,
a guy that has been doing content creation since, cameras became available that could connect to a computer. And so it's saddening that they have to steal this from us, that some young enlisted guys have built what we've got to build over the last few years with an amazing team of over 50% veterans that are employed by us. And they have to take, like, it sucks, Graham, because I feel like there's no longer any wins. Every time we feel like it was like that we've achieved something, somebody like the New York Times or these news agencies, They steal it from us. And it's just, it's mean.
Well, well, that's how they operate, man. I tell everybody, you know this, I'm a Christian guy. The most vitriol, horrific comments I get opposed from the people that I am naturally combating the narrative on are Christian people, which is just shocking to me across the board. And so I do understand kind of, because it's just like you can't win. Like, you're either attacking somebody and everybody's happy about it, or you're combating a narrative, and then you've got the whole other community that's like, oh, you shouldn't be attacking this. Let
me let's just paint this picture. Here's something that got zero press. Nobody thought that it was worthy enough to report on this, but Travis Pastrana allowed us to team up with a nonprofit called Warrior Events over Memorial Day. And they brought out over 100 to 150 wounded, like missing limbs, veterans and firefighters and police officers to his house to put on a full day expo of extreme sports and a concert by Tim Montana. It was like, why isn't that news?
Well, it's not because nobody cares anymore. It goes back to Mother's Day. I made a very similar claim back then. You know, we've had all these debates on what is a woman and all this other kind of stuff. And every time you talk about the controversial side of it, everybody blows up. But I make a post about my wife being the mother of my 3 children and all this other stuff. Nobody gives a crap. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about people trying to do good things or trying to do things the right way. People only care about things that they can try to have some kind of controversy around. But let's talk about this really quick, though, because if you were to read these articles want to make everyday Americans, and when I say that, I don't say it condescendingly. I'm just saying that people that don't run businesses, they just don't understand. And especially people that aren't branding people and marketing people, they especially don't understand. There are people that think that you guys just called the Dallas Cowboys an hour after the shootings happened and said, hey, let's announce a partnership on the 4th of July. Just explain to people really quick, how long was this actually in the works? Just in general.
Well over a year.
You know what's never good? When your nation's supposed authority on economic policy completely misses the flashing red lights of impending inflation. Now, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has finally admitted there have been unanticipated and large shocks to the economy that have boosted energy and food prices, and supply bottlenecks that affected our economy badly that I didn't at the time fully understand. Well, you know, Janet, who did understand, that would be real Americans and the people who invested in gold and silver with Birch Gold Group. They're protecting your savings from a highly turbulent economy by diversifying their 401k or IRA into gold, physical gold. And it's not too late for you to take action now. Text the word Graham, that's GRAHAM, to 989898 and get a free info kit on diversifying and protecting your savings with precious metals. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews, and thousands of satisfied customers. Text the word Graham, that's GRAHAM, to 989898 for a free, no obligation info kit now.
Well over. You know, it was like, again, this was a move because it's Texas pride. I lived in Texas before I had moved to Salt Lake. I lived in El Paso, so I've lived in a border town in Texas, and now my home is in Boerne, Texas. Like, I love Texas. I want to stay in Texas. Our company is headquartered in Texas. Our efforts, a lion's share of our efforts for retail expansion, as far as putting in coffee shops, is within the Texas borders. Like, and that's just because we are kind of like hugging our home and saying, this is where we love. This is what we love. We want to be a part of this community, and we want to do everything that we can with it. So for us, like, again, like going back to what I said in the beginning, like, this was very exciting that we even got to like it's astonishing that we even get to sit at the table with the Dallas Cowboys, let alone like this actually went this we got to do this. Like, so it's been over a year's worth of work. We've got some really cool productions scheduled, like that we're doing on the training field and things like that you'll get to see kind of our humor bleed with football now. And that's supposed to be exciting. Like, we're all about trying to raise the economy as much as we can right now.
Yeah.
And part of that is, hey, we want to partner. We want to help bring people to the stadiums and watch the games here locally. And you want to help us sell America's coffee. So where's the downfall to this? Like, you got to look at this from just an economy boosting like standpoint.
Right.
And why not? This is capitalism.
Well, and for me personally, which again, I'm kind of miffed you guys didn't tell me about this, but I understand. But for me, the NFL, in my personal point of view, I love football and I love baseball. I just do. I'm a sports guy. I love it. And there, in my natural opinion, in my honest opinion, my values, what I believe, the NFL, MLB, all these things have had some major L's here lately, in my opinion, as far as socially, culturally, just ethics, morals, all the above. And so when I first read it, I was like, holy crap, go Cowboys. This is awesome. The NFL is actually going to do something with Black Rifle. Like, for me, not only knowing you guys personally and being in business together now, but just in general, it kind of put a little bit of that faith back in that maybe the NFL isn't 100% lost on values and culture, and maybe the NFL can find some similarities of, in my opinion, the group of individuals that actually supports their entire business in the first place. And so it's shocking to me, just across the board, if there would be any, as this article put it, conservatives and gun enthusiasts that apparently is your only customer base. It would be shocking to me that the New York Times would try to say that anybody in that side of the aisle would have any problems with this in the first place.
No, I mean, you and I know the answer to that, and it's no, because responsible, law-abiding gun owners aren't the ones that are doing these atrocities that we're plagued with. Like, and we are constantly having to fight an alternate narrative. I mean, you saw the governor of New York, what she stated the other day. Did you not? Like, a reporter asked, do you have the data to back up that
I don't need the data? Yeah, that's what she said.
I don't need the data. That right there should infuriate every American, because it shows you that there are politicians that have been elected that aren't doing their job, Graham. They're not doing, like, that is a failure right there. Like, we as a society should fire that person right then on the spot. You are now fired because you are incapable of making an informed decision based on the data.
Right.
That is like a surgeon saying, I'm taking your leg off, and you going, well, why? I don't need a reason. I'm just taking it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that I can't believe that there are people in businesses that are successful that don't realize that our politicians are full of it. All of them. Well, 99%. 99% are full of it. They're walking oblivious.
Dude, that statement alone, like, I really, we need to fix the system. I don't know how to do it. There are plenty of smarter people, maybe.
Yeah.
But to see a governor straight up say, I don't need to know facts to make a decision, shows you that this is very, very dangerous. This is not a good direction for us to go at all, and we need to nip it in the butt.
No, I agree. Here's what I see, and I share this with you guys. Every time I see something, I don't know if you guys like it or not, but every time I see something, my first inclination is to like expose it and put it out. And you know, I'll take the article clips and I'll just be like, this is yet another reason to buy America's coffee. That's just me. I just naturally put it up there to try to combat these things. And this is what I see. I see, and I'll just include a link to you guys, you know, your website and all this stuff. And we see off the charts link click-ins, analytical data of people immediately going to you guys and your website and all of this stuff. So I guess my question is, since this has broke out, you know, I would imagine the response has been pretty good as far as real Americans go. I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Every social post that I saw that attempted to, but again, like, I'm going to roll this right back into it. The media, all of these sites, they are a privately owned business. Yep. A privately owned business that only receives money if you click on these things and view their website. That is their monetization platform. So when they realized that we as a culture ignored basic, real, you know, solid news, they reinvented this whole thing to where now they can say and put whatever they want and spin it however they want in order to get a group or lump of people to click on that. Yeah. So, I mean, you cannot trust any of this because this is all for money. It's all for cash.
Oh, absolutely.
So any article, either side of it, that you read on it, that you read, like, is geared to be a profit for the outlet. I mean, I know you probably have a wide range of listeners, and I'm not trying to be biased at all.
Yeah.
I would love for everybody to be unbiased, but honestly, when you truly break it down, the Fox network is the only network that still continues to promote very good, heartfelt news like that happens around the country. Yeah. And it's not just a fear mongering, like trying to get a mob together. Like, and I'm talking about, you know, they had Tim Kennedy on this weekend for 4th of July out of West Point. They had Evan Hafer, our CEO, on, and Evan was sitting beside Clint Trial, who's a double amputee that worked for the CIA. And they were telling the story of Clint Trial going back after his injuries and skydiving for the first time with no legs, like something that he did for his job, and he had to relearn it, and his entire agency team collectively met him in Arizona to do his jump with him. Like, I don't see those stories on any other network. I don't see stories that are just talking about very good time where somebody that had a very bad thing happen to them and then overcame something. Like, all I see on the other networks is fear mongering, and that's it.
All right, we have recently had some huge wins for truth in the American family. It feels like the pendulum may be swinging back to that time of great American values, and the center of that change has to be the family, your family. Ronald Reagan once said, all great change in America starts at the dinner table. There's no company doing more to help you bring your family and friends to the table than Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers delivers a 100% American meat experience to your door. They guarantee you meat that is born, raised, and harvested here in the U.S. so that you know where it comes from and who you are supporting. You're already buying meat, so why not buy in the way that strengthens the American farm? Your country and taste buds will thank you. Not only that, I personally eat it all the time. It is a mainstay at my house, and we use it and eat it just about every single day. Make sure to use my code GRAHAM, that's GRAHAM, to get $30 off your order. Plus, get free express shipping. You can make gatherings at the table common again with Good Ranchers. Take advantage of this offer before it's gone. Go to goodranchers.com/Graham to start bringing people to the table, creating change in America, and eating seriously delicious food from Good Ranchers. Yeah, well, and also I think that we're just in this culture now I see all the mainstay rumors about you guys, and every time I hear it, I combat them because I know the truth. We've had Evan on, we've had you on, we've had Matt on. Everybody like I know all of these things. People coming up with ridiculous things.
Graham, nothing. I will tell you right now, nothing is more frustrating than watching people tell you who you are because they read a meme.
Oh yeah.
That is I would have to say that is the most infuriating thing. And to anybody that fell for it, like, please read between the lines. Like, if you got your information from a single headline or a meme or anything like that, like, no, that's not us.
Well, and well, I know that, but then also I try to flip the narrative back, and I ask the honest question. And yes, my audience is predominantly a conservative audience. We do have some left. Well, we got a couple 1-star reviews for those that listen that are not fans. But I throw this back, and I always throw the question of, okay, what if Black Rifle or a company like yours that has all of these employees, okay, an employee votes Democrat on there. Are they supposed to go and fire that person because of they voted Democrat or Republican or whatnot? Not only is that illegal, but we're becoming the very thing that we claim to hate. For example,
well, I mean, most conservatives, I would say a lion's share of conservatives are constitutionalists. They believe in the Constitution and freedom. Yeah. Well, the Constitution and freedom don't state that you have to be a conservative.
Exactly.
So back yourself off a little bit there, because again, keep in mind, I was 15 years in the military. Matt was 7 years. Evan was 19 years. When you're in the military, like, I had to be agnostic of politics because my commander in chief was whoever the country voted for. And I stayed completely out of it because you know why? I did not want to ever be in a situation where in my head, I was angry at the person calling the shots that I swore to listen to.
Yeah.
And you got to understand that. When we served, I backed out. And I just drowned that out because I was in a position where I had to do what I was told, whether I liked it or not. You know, obviously there are moral dilemmas there. I'm not going to go into an American city and burn it down if they tell me to. No, absolutely not. But, in general, being in the military, to keep a good peace of mind, you had to kind of stay agnostic of politics just because you reported to whoever the majority of the country decided that they wanted to lead us.
Yeah. Well, but that's what I mean is we seem to have gotten to this point where if we don't agree 100% on everything, or if people don't do 100% of what we think they should do or how they should do it, then we have to be mortal enemies. 2 examples. 1, I love Joe Rogan. Do I love everything Joe Rogan says, and do I agree with everything Joe Rogan says? No. And I call Joe Rogan out on what I agree with him on and praise him for. And then I also say, hey, I disagree with this part. More even specifically, a couple years ago, Dave Portnoy, Barstool. They have the Barstool Fund come out to try to help small businesses that are struggling. We go on Fox News at 9:12 over here. We do $1 million on one shirt. Excuse me, Zach, you got me sick the other day. We do $1 million on one shirt, and we make a massive donation to the Barstool Fund. Well, Dave Portnoy, about 10 days ago, comes out over the Roe v. Wade decision. You know how I feel about it. Me and you have never had that conversation. I don't really care how you feel about Roe v. Wade. I'm very anti-abortion. You know this. Dave Portnoy makes a video that I wholeheartedly disagree with his point of view on that matter. Are we now supposed to hate Barstool and demand they give us our money back because they're these horrible people and they're led by all this stuff? It's such just a slippery slope that we're starting to go down that it's frightening to me, because conservatives are slowly becoming the very thing that they claim to hate. And that's these cancel culture mobs that if you are not pure blooded with us, then you're against us. And I just think it's dangerous.
No, that's not true, because, and it's dangerous because we're fighting a big front, and the people that are cultivating that behavior, you're splitting our side up.
Yeah.
And we should not be doing that right now. Like, we should all be united on Florida's kids first law, or parents first law.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that right there is like let's pull the brakes back and stop all the noise and go, okay, guys, like we have this big collective side. We all have to stay together. All right. What's really important right now? The whole thing with parents first, like, that bill is an amazing bill that needs to be all over the place.
Oh,
because
absolutely. I agree.
We absolutely need to empower the parents. Have the 100% of the power and control over what is taught to their kids by elected officials. Like, and that's the thing, is we've, over the last 15 years, we've watched local governments get, sorry, I forgot.
You're
Power
good.
hungry.
You're good. Zach's already beeped it. Yeah, we're good.
We've watched them get power hungry. School boards power hungry, stand up, kick parents out of hearings and PTA meetings and things like that, because they were getting called out on things that they didn't like. And you know what? That's not how this is going to go. Like parents first. Like, that is one thing that we should all unite on, and we should push for it, and everything. Like, stop all the other noise, stop the noise, and let's look at the hard ones that we can win, and let's push back like Virginia did. You know, the governor race in Virginia. Yeah. The second he pulled them into the school conversation, his opponent had no chance. And people that are running for office should take note on that tactic in the race for the governor of Virginia, because if you are going against a blue, pull them into the conversation of education with children, and they are stuck because they're not allowed to say, they're not allowed to come even close to what we're saying. So they're and you kind of pull the cloak off the wolf.
Yeah. And yes, I agree. Again, it just makes me sad. Me and Evan talked about this briefly last night, and going back to clicks, and it's all about money. It's all about power. It's all about persuasion for the purpose of money, just like you said. We here have not made a dramatic shift, but we definitely have made an intentional shift to, we have had to learn. I heard Conor McGregor say this one time, and he said, patience and wisdom are two of the hardest things for humans to be able to master, and most never do. And, from a Christian perspective, I would say nobody ever does master those two things. But we've had to learn to, should we talk about those things? Yeah. If we talked about that, it would go bonkers, and it would go nuts, and we'd probably make a lot of money off that video and all this other kind of stuff, and downloads would skyrocket. But should we? And what a responsibility that we have, and you guys have, not only just with Black Rifle Coffee, the business, but the social presence that you guys have. We have this responsibility now that sits on our shoulders that is different from other people, that we have to use restraint and use discernment to decide what should be jumped on and what battle to fight.
Well,
and win.
I would say within the last 2-3 weeks, like we have the secret is out completely. Like, there is no question now. With the Ghislaine Maxwell situation,
oh yeah,
we have been shown that there is massive corruption, that there is a massive cover-up, and that we are being lied to.
Absolutely.
And this should be the biggest item, that a woman was convicted guilty of trafficking children. And they have manifests of people that were taking part in this, and we're not being told anything. This is disgusting. Yep. any person that works inside the government that is helping hide this should be disgusted with themselves. They should be like, they have not put their country over themselves. They put their own interests over themselves because they were told to by somebody else. Like, this is the biggest abomination of the American culture, is that right there. Yeah. That shows that we're broke and that people need to be fired. They need to be brought to justice. And again, I'm like, where is it? Where is this thing that we preach? Justice. Yeah. Where is that? Where is our leader that is going to rise amongst in all of this and point out the evil and root it out of this place, because it needs to happen.
Well, again, even though the irony of it all is I wouldn't even be sitting here today if it wasn't for social media. I tell people all the time, social media is not real life. The internet is not real life. And what you guys do that nobody will ever write the stories about, that is the majority of the work that you guys do, it's amazing. And I praise you guys for it every time. A question I have to ask, and maybe you can answer it, maybe you can't. Have the Cowboys said anything to you guys? Have the Cowboys wanted to cancel? I mean, has there been any kind of friction at all?
I mean, last night I had seen something somebody had sent me a message that was like, cool that the Cowboys fired back with something, but I didn't see any of that. No, I don't. Because again, like this is noise, and you don't really, it's not tangible noise.
Right.
So like if one person, you look at the title of that article, Cowboys gets backlash over this. Okay, was that one person said something about it? Was that a real person?
Yeah.
Was that a bot? Was that a paid bot? Like, also too, we have very large enemies. Do you not like other coffee companies are 30 plus, 40 plus $billion entities that are very upset with the fact that we've come in and actually taken market share. Okay. Do they have a farm of people that are making sure anytime anything comes out that a couple hundred comments go up to try and DC? Like, do people not
ignorant to think that that's not happening? I think it's ignorant to think that it's not. Yeah,
it's no different than a political race where you're smearing your opponent.
Yeah,
like the only thing is we don't smear our opponents because, well, I mean, yes, we do. We do talk trash about Starbucks here and there and things like that. But who cares? Like we're not employing people to ruin.
And there's a difference. and there's a difference too. That they did two things. One, they made it seem like the Cowboys were having people protest outside, and then the thing that pissed me off the most was, if you read that article, it's your fault that there's a shooting happened because you have coffee that says AK Espresso on it and silencer.
Well, as if we just decided the name on our company yesterday.
Right. And if you go with the name Black Rifle Coffee, of course that makes marketing sense and all this stuff. And what I don't like is because, unfortunately, and I say this a lot, my wife gets on to me, there are highly gullible, highly impressionable people in our society. And unfortunately, a very large amount of them. And some people will read that and go, Black Rifle Coffee, like that, they support mass shooters. You know what I mean? And they'll make that leap. And that's what pisses me off the most. And so, yeah, you guys will make jokes about Starbucks. I call them the devil's drink all the time.
They also do a great job on their own pissing people off.
Exactly. Like they're sending you a lot of business on their own anyway. But my point is, there's a difference between poking fun at a competitor and another company and then trying to link them to a horrible tragedy that you had nothing to do with.
Domestic terrorism.
Yes. Yeah. And it's insanity. It's crazy. And
well, I kind of also wish, Graham, though, like I just wish people had and this goes back to the problem with the schools. Like, if we understood our identity, if we understood that this country exists because of rifles, if we understood that this country still exists having never been occupied, because we are an armed population.
Yeah.
Like you cannot dispute that fact. It's been said by Japan. It's been said by Russia. It's been said by China. Like the facts are there. They have not set foot on this land because they know that they would fight every person every step of the way.
Right.
And if people don't, and here's another thing that I think that, the conservative side understands this. We're not trying to convince them of this, but the left side doesn't, because for whatever reason, whether it's because they've never left our borders, they don't understand that China wants us. China wants this property. Russia wants this property, that no matter what, they want world domination. They want to be the superpower. Like, and it's kind of like the argument when I see Canadians jump in and like we don't have guns and we don't have this problem and stuff like that. It's like, hey, no one wants Canada.
Yeah.
Like no one's trying to go
frozen
up there.
Tundra. Yeah. Nobody wants it.
It's like, but you know what? The two other superpowers would love to have us. And I think that's where the disconnect is. They don't understand that to the root, they had, and this is a couple century plan too. It's like, they know right now they need the 386 million consumers that is America, because it is powering their entire, economy. Like, but eventually they're going to get to a point where they have built up and they are ready, and now they want to come take us. Well, one of the things deterring that is the fact that we're an armed population.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. And again, I say, unfortunately, there's just a large amount of stupid people in society. And unfortunately, those stupid people have a lot of access to social media. A lot of those people are in government and elected positions, and virtually all of them own.
What are you talking about? Government and elected positions? Are you telling me that the congressman thinks an island is going to sink if you put too much equipment on it? No. Mm-hmm. Again, like I don't understand how that person still has a job.
Well, yeah. Well, again, if I've learned anything, it's that somebody asked me once, and they said this, that they were like, sometimes we miss the old Graham, the angry Graham, the yelling about everything and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Well, one, that Graham can't come back anymore because like I could have made a joke about Biden the other day. Biden gave away 1 million barrels of oil to China while the rest of us struggle at the gas pump. Well, I would immediately get hit with a missing context. Technically, he gave 996,000 barrels of oil, but he also gave some to America. I'd get you just can't do that. Comedy is dead. But I've also that was 8 years ago. I'm older. I know more now, both good and bad, of the things that I've learned and the things that I've seen. You guys as well. And it does. It changes your perspective on so many things. And you're right. All this stuff is just noise against you guys.
To distract you from the fact that we've got people trafficking children and we're letting them walk.
Yes. Yeah. and God forbid, a veteran owned business that is actually made it. I mean, you guys have made it. You've made it to a level that, people like me, so many other very successful veteran-owned businesses will never make it to. And that's all this crap is. And that's what I tell people all the time. Everybody's like, oh, this Black Rifle, oh, shut up. It's just because they did it. They did it. They accomplished the American dream, and you're jealous, and all you want to do is talk bad about them so your own little crap coffee company can make some money.
At the end of the day, too, they've been fooled into thinking that we don't think like them. We absolutely do.
Yeah.
Look, that's what some of that, a lion's share of that has to do with, is they have been convinced that we differ from them. And no, sit down and have a conversation with me, you're going to see, no. Yeah. I'm all about the Second Amendment. All of us are. We're all about gun rights. like our rights are, are like,
no,
we're all about the Constitution. And at the end, we are all about freedom.
Yeah.
And freedom goes both ways.
Yeah.
It's the freedom to voice your opinion, the freedom to choose your tribe, the freedom. Yeah. That's it.
No, I agree, man. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, people that actually believe in true freedom, the people that believe in their version of freedom, oftentimes get it confused. That real freedom means that people have the opportunity to think differently than you do. It means that you and somebody else may never see eye to eye on a topic. And honestly, there's nothing in the Constitution that says we have to like each other. There's nothing in there about any of that kind of stuff. And I just, somewhere along the way, I think we've forgotten that. And I believe that companies like you guys are actually doing it the right way.
Well, thank you. And also too, we designed our union so the collection of people that think certain ways, they can have their politics in their areas. I don't know why we want to fight to get 386 million people to agree. You're not, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why we have 50 states. That's why states have their own power structure.
Correct.
It's so you can vote the way that you want in the place that you live. And if, if you can move to where your politics abide by, you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
We need to be different. Like if California wants to California, let them. I ain't living there.
California do. I said the same thing the other day. I was like, let California and Oregon and Washington State and all those places just let them do whatever. Let them do whatever they're going to do, and just freaking just no. That's like I will never go there. I don't care. You could offer me
live there.
You could offer me $15 million a year to go do the show that I'm honest to God, I'm telling you right now, it would not be worth it for me for the daily and constant just mental health issues I would face even being there. And so I may make less money staying here in South Carolina and have less opportunity because there's less things going on here, but I don't care, man. This is where I choose to be. And I agree. And so everybody's just gotta, there are moral, constitutional issues that have to be fought, and real Americans that believe in our Constitution and freedom have to fight for it. And then there's other things that are just differing of opinion, and you can bicker back and forth. I've got no problems with people bickering. But when you start doing slanderous, libel things like people do to you, they've done to me, all this stuff, that's when I have such rage that comes out because like I said, I know you guys personally, and that's what irritates me the most is knowing you guys personally and the people that you are and all the effort that you've put into it and all the charity work that you do to include ours. I mean, it bothers me because nobody talks about all of the good that everybody tries to do. The second that anything happens, all they want to do is focus on trying to make you look bad and go after your character, etc. And I understand what that feels like, and I see it, and it makes me irate. And anyway, my audience loves you. I mean, like I said, every time I post anything Black Rifle, thousands upon thousands of people every time go to your page to order your products. The data, as you say, speaks for itself. And so keep doing what you guys are doing, man. Jarred, what do you guys got going on? Is there anything the audience needs to know about other than going to blackriflecoffee.com to support you?
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things coming up. We're releasing a very big video that we've been working on for most of this year. In October, we'll be holding a premiere for it. You'll have an invite, and
I was going to say I better have
working it to where the public will have an invite too. It's in Las Vegas. We're very excited for it. And me personally, I'm working on a new kind of format of like a I would say TV, but it's not on TV. It's on the internet, a TV style show. Then I'm excited about that's kind of like the ultimate man caves, where we're going to go in and we're going to pick veterans and first responders and show up at their doorstep and build them a man cave.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I like that a lot. It's kind of like Pimp My Ride, but with man caves.
Yeah. It's like HGTV and Pimp My Ride, but without putting a waffle maker in a Scion.
I love it, man. All right. Well, Jarred, man, as always, thanks for coming on. We got to start having you on more consistently, because every time you come on, it's really good. Next time, we just need to have conspiracy hour with Jarred and Graham, and let's just,
that would be great.
Yeah, and let's just go at it.
I've got this set up hardwired in now, so you guys can literally give me a day's notice and I'll be ready. You tell me.
All right, brother. Hey, man, God bless you. We love you guys over here, and thanks for coming on.
Take care, Graham.
All right. So you heard it there. You heard everything that we're talking about with cancel culture. You've heard all the ridiculousness. Now it's time for you to decide for yourself. Who are you? What do you stand for? Are you a person that believes everything, or are you a person that believes in your values and your morals and your ethics, despite if some people may or may not have different opinions than you do? That's all we have for this episode. Make sure to share and stick around, because we'll be, dang it, leave it. That's real life. I messed up the ending, and I don't care. God bless you guys. We'll see you all again next time. Shut up, Zach.
Sorry.
Bye. See you later.